Hello everyone, my name is Hugo Raftery and I'm a sophomore in the Construction Engineering and Management course at Purdue University. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my 2023 summer internship experience. For starters, I completed my internship at Chicago, Illinois, downtown for a company called Lodestro Construction. This is a great fit for me because I was able to get a great experience working for a great company and get insight on what the future of this industry holds while staying in the comforts of my own city and staying in my own home close to my friends and family. I'm from Chicago, so this is great for me. My internship locations, for most of the time, I spent my time downtown at Northwestern Hospital. They have almost like a college campus out there. They have 7 or 8 different buildings, each several stories high, full of just hospital wings. And here, instead of having one specific project to work on, I was working on multiple different projects all throughout the campus. So this is great for me that I wasn't really just I was able to go and see a lot of different things. I wasn't just confined to one specific area, which you might hear a lot. And the second area that I spent a lot of time was for 6 weeks. I was sent up north over by the Illinois-Wisconsin border at a Northwestern Hospital at Woodstock, Illinois. And here our main task was to renovate a ground floor main hallway. So we basically redid all the floors and all the walls and all the ceilings in this area. My main responsibilities, the biggest responsibility I received during the summer was while I was up in that job in Woodstock, was I was in charge of overseeing the construction according to follow the hospital guidelines. We had to do this at night per their request. So I was the guy that stayed during the night and made sure everything was going according to plan. I helped go through every problems, mapped out exactly what was supposed to be done that day, as well as helping out myself in any way that I was needed. While I was downtown, I did this on the multiple different jobs that were going on. I would go from job to job to make sure everything was going all good. If there was any problems, to communicate them with my team as soon as possible. And I also took this as an opportunity for me to ask the workers as many questions as possible, what's going on, about their experiences, and just to get as much knowledge about the industry as I can for myself. I also, while I was in the office, I was editing multiple different construction plans. Those, for me personally, those can be a little difficult to read, especially if you don't exactly know how to read them. So to edit them and to mark them up makes them a lot easier for both me to understand what's going on and for the workers and for my team around me. I was communicating the current state of the jobs with my fellow coworkers. If there was an issue, or even if there wasn't an issue, I made sure to let everyone know that I was in charge of who was in charge of that job, or if anything was going on, in order to keep the constant communication going. I reviewed change orders. I sat in on meetings. I collected daily progress photos. And one thing that I did, a big thing that I did, was collect closeout documents. While I was getting there was a $3.6 million job that was just closing up. They renovated the doctor's offices in the women's hospital section of the hospital. And I was in charge of basically emailing all of the contractors that were present that did any sort of work on that job, requesting certain documents in order for the hospital to pay not only Lodestro but the other contractors the money that they are owed. They have to send in these documents and review what was done in order to confirm that they were accomplished. So this is a big project that I did and to help on my communication skills and in order to finish up this project to make my company money. I did learn a lot of lessons while I was here. The biggest lesson that I learned, and one that I cannot emphasize enough, is that I learned that communication is key. And no matter whether it's through email or person to person, constant and frequent and open communication is the best way to both avoid problems, and if problems do still occur, to figure them out as soon as possible. Another thing that I learned was to read every email that I get as carefully as possible. One thing that happened to me a couple days in is that I was given a really simple task to complete, but through an email by one of my coworkers, but because I didn't read the last line of the email, I forgot one step. Thankfully, it wasn't really a big deal at all, and it was something that was easily fixed, but it definitely is not a good look, especially starting off. And I learned how to operate Bluebeam and Procore. Bluebeam is the app that I used to edit the different construction drawings and the plans, and Procore is basically the app that stores all the information about a project that you could use. And I was introduced to the pre-construction phase I didn't really know a whole lot about this phase going in, but I was able to learn as much as possible. I didn't do a whole lot in this field, but I definitely learned enough to get a good solid beginner's understanding of what's going on. I got a basic understanding of what RFIs and submittals are, and I also learned how to work through any problems that occur and to solve them on the fly. For example, as you can see in the photo to the right of me, we were building a $1.5 million pharmacy, and one of the things that we were building were these two machines called carousels. They're really massive machines that they use to store all the medicine. They used to store and to measure all the medicine in the hospital will go through this pharmacy. And that metal thing that you see on the floor, that's supposed to be standing up vertical. It's supposed to be the wall of the carousel. But while the workers were hoisting it up and trying to get it in place, the hoist snapped and it fell. And you could see it caused a lot of damage to the floor and to the walls. And I know you can't see, but it caused damage to the ceiling as well. And I was present when this happened. So it was up to me to communicate to my team about the issue that occurred. And because of this quick communication, we were able to send in an on-staff painter and taper in order to fix the wall and to sweep up all the debris and dust that you could see. So because of this quick thinking, the job we didn't get delayed at all, and everything still finished on time. The greatest challenges in life, not everything isn't going to be easy. There definitely were challenges during this job. The biggest challenge that I saw was trying to work and to follow the strict hospital guidelines. And a lot of times, in order to keep both the construction and the hospital flowing as best as possible, they generally worked like they coexisted with each other, working side by side. So you had to do a lot of different things. As you could see on my right, while we were in Woodstock, we were doing one side of the hallway at a time. So I was responsible of setting up and taking down this plastic covering every single day. This plastic covering not only kept the construction, what was going on, to keep everything clean, but on the other side, it kept it open for the flow of traffic to keep going. And speaking to clients one-on-one, especially those that are have a lot more experience than me, it was definitely a little intimidating at first because I'm not the best in social interactions. But as I got more comfortable, things definitely got better and better for me. And trying to learn new things on the fly, the first week or so was pretty difficult because I was very new to a lot of these things. But once I got the hang of things, I ended up doing a lot better. And a couple of things that I wish I knew. At the beginning, I wish I had a lot more confidence. We're all Purdue students. We all have a lot of knowledge. We all have a lot to bring to the table. And just being confident in your abilities will go a long way. And I just wish at the beginning I was more confident going in. I was definitely a little scared and a little nervous the first day. And the last thing I could say is just keeping up with the terminology and learning the different things so you don't look like an idiot on the job. Sometimes this is difficult for me because I'm kind of new. I'm not the best at vocabulary. But eventually I got better and better as the hang of it. I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm getting close. And this was my experience. I had a great summer, and I look forward to having another great summer next year. Thank you.